Yo, 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 yo. Zach Talks TV, Surviving Filmo Africa. Checking in with the gang. Today is our first installment of Presidential Secrets, the new series, Presidential Secrets. In this series, man, we're going to be discussing presidential secrets. You dig what I'm saying? From the Epstein case to the Nixon files, the Watergate, all presidential secrets will be exposed in this series, so stay tuned. Make sure you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. You dig what I'm saying? We're on the way to 19,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure we're going to be at our goal by the time I end this live, so appreciate you guys. Make sure you remember to sub up. We headed to 20,000. 20,000, that's the goal. If I can get to 20,000 before 2026, we'll be in good hands. You dig what I'm saying? Once again, man, make sure you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. And without further ado, we're going to get into the show.
One of the types of cars is going to look like this, or some other variation of these little radar dishes. These are actually radio blocking technology. These prevent any type of explosive that needs to be radio activated. This blocks telephone signals, things like that, to prevent anything from going boom with the president nearby. You also see this similar technology when they move any kind of nuclear material across the United States. If you're ever watching...
If you were to become president...
And we're very powerful. This country is very powerful. Let me tell you, it's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry.
Update, we got Trump is now trying to basically broker a deal between Ukraine and Russia, but Ukraine is not really in favor of the deal. Within this deal, they'll be losing some of their land. They'll have to give up a couple resources, and they'll be forbidden from NATO, which is a lot of help that they could be using. You know what I'm saying? So it's a deal that Trump proposed, so we're going to see how that goes. And if this deal goes through, then Trump can add that to his many, many wars that he's caused and stopped this year. You dig what I'm saying? Let's get back into it.
Nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have. More powerful than anybody, not even close. So nobody's going to do that, but I think that if that's what you're referring to, maybe it's not. But just and
hidden secrets about the president's limo.
Out of the 6 living U.S.
They say knowledge is
Even with the White House and Pentagon, the U.S. president still needs a hidden doomsday bunker located 2,000 kilometers away in Mount Weather.
Do you know which first lady secretly ran the presidency while her husband was too sick to lead? No, not Eleanor Roosevelt, not Hillary Clinton, and not Jackie Kennedy. This first lady stepped into power quietly, without election, without a title, but with absolute control. When her husband, the sitting president, suffered a severe stroke, the nation was told he was recovering. But behind the closed doors of the White House, he couldn't speak.
Appreciate everybody coming into the stream, man. Make sure you guys remember to like the stream, sub up. We on the way to 19,000 subs. Once again, this is my first installment to this series. We're going to be pretty much touching surface level presidential secrets in this episode. In the next episode, we'll get more in depth, but I wanted to go ahead and get started tonight. So once again, I appreciate you guys coming through. We got 108 people in here at the moment. Hit that like button for me, and we're going to keep this show rocking. Let's get it.
Barely moved, and was unfit to govern. For over a year, she decided which officials could meet him, what papers he'd sign, and even helped draft responses. The cabinet and the press suspected, but she insisted it was just helping the president. In truth, she was the de facto leader of the United States, the only first lady in history to quietly hold that kind of power. Some called it loyalty. Others called it a cover-up. But there's no denying, she became America's secret president. Want to know who this powerful...
Ain't that something? Hit that like button for me, y'all. We got 105 people in here. Only 3 likes. Kids, what's up with you? Appreciate you commenting. Yes, sir. Sub up. We on the way to 19,000 subs, y'all. Hit that comment section, man. Let me know what city y'all tapping in from. What Republican Party are you? What party are y'all coming in from, man? Are y'all Republican? Are y'all Democrat? Are you guys are y'all some standalones? You know what I'm saying? Are you independent? You independent. Republican, Democratic, independent. You feel me? Kanye. Rep your set. Let me know what
Donald
it is.
Trump's decision to send B-2 stealth bombers flying over Vladimir Putin's head.
Yeah, we sending them B-2 bombers over them heads.
For some people, the ultimate goal in life has been becoming the President of the United States. Would you like to be the President of the United States?
I really don't believe I would run it, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Most people who are capable are not running for office. Most men are frightened of politics today.
It is a shame, isn't it?
Richard Dugans, watch your mouth, playboy. Richard Dugans, watch your mouth, playboy. Okay, Brent, Republican. Yeah, let me know what city y'all tapping in from, man. What city y'all tapping in from? Hit that comment section for me. Hit that like button. As you can see, we going through hire a crown, expect the circus. Yeah, Richard, you walking a very thin line, buddy. You might wanna go ahead and hit that motherfucking no before I put you out. You feel me? Hit that motherfucking no before I put you out.
The most capable people are not necessarily running for political office, and that is a very sad commentary on the country.
Look, Trump, he ain't even expect to run for presidency. He on his second term right now. You know what I'm saying?
They had major corporations and they had this and that, but they are not running for political office.
Why wouldn't someone like yourself run for political office? You have all the money that you possibly need. You've accomplished a great deal, even though you are only 34. I know there's a lot of things that you possibly can do in the years ahead.
Damn, 34. Ain't that some shit? 1 year, he was 1 year older than me at this time. God damn it.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it as somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile. And that's a sad commentary for the political process.
Television, in a strange way, has ruined that process, hasn't it?
It's hurt the process very much. I mean, the Abraham Lincolns of the world. Abraham Lincoln would probably not...
What y'all got going on for Thanksgiving, man? Y'all going over to grandma's house? Y'all going to mama house? What's going on? Where we eating at? Let me know in the comment section. Y'all going to cousin house? Y'all taking trips?
Which I'm enjoying you
y'all
so much
getting on a
today.
plane, taking a trip to go get the turkey? What y'all doing? Let
I'm
me
enjoying
know.
you too. Thank you. Thanks for having me. But a little bird told me that you said you might be retiring and resigning the job this year. Say it isn't so. Is it true? I don't know when I'm leaving. This is an honor and a privilege, and I love working for President Biden every single day.
So today, as you all saw just an hour or so ago, President Obama announced that, President Biden. Whoa!
If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was...
See, they're basically trying to say Biden was the stand-in for Obama, but I don't really believe that. What y'all think about that? All these conspiracy theories, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the Presidential Secret series also, these conspiracy theories that people spread around that go from year to year to year. Every year they get something added back onto them. You know what I'm saying?
Doing all the talking and ceremony, I'd be fine with
I get rid of you.
So here's secret agent number one. He runs to the car. He opens the door, looking like something straight out of the Matrix. Now here comes the rest of Secret Service. They got President Trump. They're going to put him inside the vehicle, armored vehicle. Now cue in the fumbling fumbalinas. Here they are trying to figure out what the hell's going on. This one's like, I can't get in the holster, so let me just stand here and look cool. The other one's like, let me get my sunglasses on real quick. And then she's like, let me try to holster it again. Let's go. Now what do we do? What do we do? I don't know. Let's just look around. Let's defend the car. Let's defend the car. And I think I see some real army back there. Let's just go. Look, let's get into the other car. Oh no, they're starting to leave us. Well, let's at least signal the real army. So here's secret agent number 1.
See that, secret agents? I thought about being a secret agent. You feel me? I thought about moving to Washington and getting my ass through secret agent training. What y'all think?
What kind of secrets do you think a president takes to his grave? Let me tell you something they'll never print in history books. I was the president of the United States, and I still wasn't the one truly in charge. Every morning I got a briefing. But the real instructions, they didn't come from the CIA. They came from a man whose name you've never heard and whose face you'll never see. He wasn't elected, he wasn't American, but he knew exactly what we'd do before I did. You think I could decide war or peace on my own?
See that? So they saying the president ain't even really calling the shots. It's somebody else. We ain't even have to elect. You feel me? So it don't even matter if you Republican or Democrat, because whoever the person that's in the background that's giving the president this briefing every morning, them the real motherfuckers that's in charge. You feel me?
Be clear, I read the speech, but I didn't write it. There was a day I refused an order, just once. Within hours, my daughters were relocated for security reasons. Secret Service wouldn't even let me say goodbye. That was the day I realized the White House has rooms I was never allowed to enter, phones I wasn't allowed to touch, and a list of rules longer than the Constitution itself. You think the president has power? Then why did I have to ask permission to fire someone in my own cabinet? Here's what I learned after 8 years in office. America runs on stories. And the truth, it's too dangerous for most people to hear. Kind of
you hear that? The truth is too dangerous. Spoken straight from Obama's lips. You feel me?
We have obtained what is expected to be a central piece of the government's case against Donald Trump. The actual audio recording of the former president talking as if he's showing a highly classified document on U.S. war plans against Iran with people not clear to even know it exists, let alone what's in it. In a moment, only on CNN, you will hear what jurors will hear one day. The recording was made 2 summers ago, July 2021, at the former president's club in Bedminster, New Jersey. You will clearly hear the former president as he is speaking to several people. According to the special counsel's indictment, they include a writer working on Mark Meadows' memoir, the publisher, and 2 of Trump's staff members. The president was aware he was being recorded. This is the first time it is being played publicly.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, you know, against you.
Well, it started right at the
like
beginning.
when Millie's talking about, oh, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran. Isn't it amazing? I have a big pile of papers. This thing just came up. Look. This was him. They presented me this. This is off the record, but they presented me this.
Off the record.
This was
him. Words off the record.
This was the Defense Department and him. Wow. We looked at them. This was him. This wasn't done by me. This was him. All sorts of stuff.
In order for us to uncover some presidential secrets, we got to dig deep. Now, we got to start from the bottom. That's what we're doing right now, y'all. We're just combing through information. We're combing the internet, and we're looking for whatever we can find. We're scavenging, and we're looking for context clues, and we're putting things together. This is a surface level episode. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button. We only have 4 likes. I see we got 273 people in here. So if we can get those likes up for me, this is only the first installment. And we're headed to 19,000 subs. So if you don't hit the like button, at least hit that sub button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we get on here and do this again. Let's get it.
It's pages long. Look. Wait a minute. Let's see here.
Yeah.
I just found, isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Mm-hmm. Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. But look at this. You attack And
Hillary would print that out all the time, you know.
she'd send it to.
Yeah.
I heard Trump about to send out them $2,000 checks. Y'all ready? What y'all gonna spend that money on? You feel me? Trump sent out them $2,000 checks. Shit, we all might become Republican. You feel me?
Anthony Weiner. The pervert. By the way, isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
He's
we were
trying to
talking
bow
about
our love.
and he said he wanted to
Trump trying
attack
to bow
Iran.
our
And
love,
what?
yeah.
He's
$2,000
good.
piece.
It's pretty.
This was done by the military, given to me. I think we can probably, right?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to try to figure
Declassify.
out
See, as president, I could have declassified.
Yeah.
Now I can't, but this is
now we have a problem.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, it's so.
See how they be just discussing the world's issues and shit? Just chilling. They talking about it over lunch and shit. Whole time, the people that these issues are actually affecting, they're struggling at the bottom. You feel me? That's the difference between the bottom and the top. See, at the bottom, it's a crabs in a barrel mentality. Everybody's trying to climb up, but everybody's pulling each other down. You know what I'm saying? Just like right now, I'm trying to climb up, but y'all want me to stay down. Y'all want to keep me down. Y'all want to watch my content, but y'all don't want to hit the like button and keep me coming up. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole worldly. That's a never-ending cycle. Crabs in a barrel. They want to keep you down. They don't want your video to be, you know what I'm saying? They don't want nothing. They want to just keep you down. They want to watch your content and just keep you down, you know? That ain't the way to go, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be Thanksgiving. I'm sure y'all got a lot to be thankful for, you know? I got a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful that it's 185 people in here. I'm not thankful that it's only 5 likes, but shit, we only been in here for like 10 minutes, so y'all still got time. You know what I'm saying? Once again, this is my first installment of Presidential Secrets. If you've been to one of my series before, then you know how this thing gonna go. And you know, as each episode progresses, we get more into the topic at hand. You know what I'm saying? So with this being the first episode, we're doing surface level content and we're just digging through, we're combing through the internet for context clues and different things to help build our case. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button, sub up, 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 sub up. We're on the way to 19,000 subs. Let me read these comments. I'm starting all the way from the top, from hello. Okay. Look at that face. I think she was talking about Barack Obama or the other lady. Brent, Republican. Okay, Brent's a Republican. Hire a clown, expect a circus. He was a bigger scumbag then. Okay, he's talking about Trump back in the day when he was 34. Those weren't slips, it was intentional. Okay, we was told and did nothing. We have a duty. You listen to Obama, there's your first problem. Who said I listened to Obama? See, y'all just hearing shit. Y'all getting on here, y'all hearing shit. I ain't even said nothing. Y'all just start hearing shit. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all hear what y'all want to hear. I'm sure y'all mama told y'all that. Michael, Democrats. Okay. I was amazed Trump has any supporters. Well, you better stay amazed because this is the second term. So he got plenty of supporters. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Send your 2K to me if you don't want it. Yep, exactly. If he send that 2K, we all might be Republican. Shit. You feel me, Trump? If y'all don't like Trump, don't accept that 2K. Just send it over to the Trump supporters, to the people that like Trump. Because if y'all don't like Trump, then y'all don't need to be accepting no money from him. Fuck that. If y'all don't like Trump like that, then y'all don't need to be accepting no money. Fuck that. Your fat boy Shadow said, quit bitching, bro. I ain't bitching, bro. The shit's just ridiculous, you know? This is how they always do me when I go live. They always want to watch my content, but they'll never want to tap that screen for me. But it's okay. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. I only been in here for a couple minutes, so it's still early in the game. I don't give up. I'm persistent. I believe in myself, and we going to keep this thing rocking. You dig? Y'all can't bring me down just because y'all want to watch me and don't want to hit that like button, and y'all think y'all going to break my spirit around Thanksgiving. I got a lot to be thankful for. So, yeah, y'all can't do that to me, and I won't allow it.
Look, here I have, and you probably almost didn't believe me, but now you believe me.
No, I believe
it's incredible, right?
No,
hey, bring some Cokes in, please.
We have obtained what is
and Donald Trump's campaign strategy, of which we helped execute on the ground in some of these states, was like, guys, don't spend your time knocking on doors about a suburban soccer mom who's weighing her options. Instead, because that...
Just think about it. Charlie Kirk, he ain't even here to celebrate Thanksgiving. You feel me? Charlie Kirk got knocked off behind his whole political shit. Knocked off. No Thanksgiving. Can we get some RIP Charlie Kirks in the chat? You feel me? Who was here during my Charlie Kirk series? Who was here during that time? We went through we got a lot of flack. We got a lot of hate. We got a lot of love. We got a lot of everything during that time. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah.
Takes 9 contacts to try to get her. 9 points of contact on average. Conversations, discussions, and they could be 30 minutes on it. Instead, turning point, go spend your time in very Republican areas where there are non-registered or what we call disengaged voters. People that
bruh, how you gonna take your like back, bro? I ain't even got that many damn likes. Damn. And you threatening to take likes back? See, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't worth shit. You feel me? That's how this shit go. You see how it go? I only got 7 likes on the board, and I got a motherfucker in here threatening to take the like back. God damn it, man. We can't even get a fucking like. Mike Hurd, what's up with you, bro? I know, see, we gonna be all right. Mike Hurd done stepped in here. Everything gonna be all right. I ain't even about to sweat it.
Trump, like his worldview. For example, the bro vote, right? And so this is where we spent our time, and we harvested, not ballot harvested, but we harvested in a very, very powerful way. At Arizona State University, for example, we registered thousands of young men to vote in fraternities. And that was way easier than us going to try to win over swing voters. And we did a little bit of that, but generally the Trump campaign was brilliant because they threw the Republican consultant playbook out. The Republican consultant playbook was spend all your time on the middle, on those like middle 15% swing voters and go all in. Trump campaign said, why don't we just make our base bigger? Why don't we just make the people who love us the most? And so what they looked at was demographics. Mm-hmm. And they realized if we can make the electorate 3% more masculine, and by the way, they were so smart to do this.
This is Susie?
This is Susie and James Blair and La Savita. And they were so smart because they said, wait a second, what is more important than race? Whether or not you're a man or a woman actually dictates your political affiliation far more of a correlation than your race. Mm. So they de-emphasized racial politics and they emphasized more of a masculine machismo approach. And boy, did it work. And not only did it work, you're running up against a woman. So it's easier to kind of make that argument. And so I don't mean to monopolize the time.
But this is really interesting. Keep going.
And so what the Trump campaign then did, the Republican consultant playbook that Karl Rove basically authored was everything is about high propensity. So there's 2 types of voters, high propensity and low propensity voters. A high propensity voter is typically college educated, lives in the suburbs.
Now, if you guys just tuning in, Charlie Kirk is explaining how Trump won the election and how they kind of souped up the campaign in a masculine machismo type of level. You know what I'm saying? To really appeal to the masculine, to the male type demographic within the voter aspect.
You know, they watch Chris, they watch CNN, they have an income over $100,000 a year, they have 2 kids and a picket fence, and they go to soccer games and they don't commit crimes. You know, that type of demo, right? High propensity voters is where the Republican Party has always been focused. Okay, but Trump came in and he said, no, we're going to focus on low propensity voters. The welder, the electrician, the carpenter, the police officer, or the person that's just not registered to vote. Where I thought that Donald Trump was going to win, and I wasn't as confident as anybody else, okay, was when I started to see the voter registration surge across the country. In the summer before this last summer, new people that were registering to vote
We're registering at a clip 3-1 versus Democrat. In Pennsylvania, for the first time ever, in Pennsylvania, for the first time ever, we had every county in Pennsylvania, we were out registering Democrats for the first time ever. Now, mind you, what Josh Shapiro did as governor of Pennsylvania is he put in a thing called motor voter, which means you automatically get registered to vote. They thought that was going to help Democrats.
When you get your license.
When you get your driver's license. It helped Republicans because of think about who's not registered to vote. It's typically lower propensity voters. And PBD, here's the kicker. Where do these people get their information? Lower propensity voters get information on TikTok. Mm-hmm. They're not watching CNN. They're not sitting. You know why? These folks are darn tired by the time they get home. They're not turning on cable news. They're watching NFL football games. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that are not going to be able to quote to you, Marbury. They're not. By the way,
it's also this.
Yeah, it's also the phone. So what Donald Trump campaign did is they hacked the 2024 election, not in a way that people would think, where they said, wait a second, everyone has a supercomputer in the right-hand pocket. Why are we worried about what CNN is saying or MSNBC is saying? Why don't we win the information war? And then finally, the kicker, they said, why don't...
See that? Win the information war. So they fed us a bunch of bullshit and you guys bought it. And you guys fucking bought it. You see how they did it? They said we can win the information war because these motherfuckers just scrolling through TikTok. And what we doing right now? And what the fuck we got going on right now? See that? That's how to get your ass. It's called propaganda. It's called propaganda. And what they do is they pump that propaganda into your ass and then you high off the wrong information. Next thing you know, you voting for a motherfucker that ain't in your best interest, and now he's in office making all the wrong choices that you didn't want to make. Welcome to America.
Did you know America's First Lady secretly ran the country for 17 months?
And here's the deal. President Trump's got a little secret. A little secret.
We got to get the congressmen elected and we got to get the senators elected because we can take the Senate pretty easily. And I think with our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over.
Well, what's the secret? He was talking to Matt.
What's the secret? That's what we're here to figure out, y'all. This series is called Presidential Secrets. So we're getting down to the bottom of these presidential secrets because right now in the office is some shit going on. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that the Epstein files were released. Trump finally signed the bill for them to be released. So we got to comb through those Epstein files and we got to figure out what the hell he was stalling so long for and figure out what other politicians are involved in these type of things, you know, because the allegations at hand are very gruesome. I don't think a lot of you guys know the actual reality of some of the allegations that are involved in the Epstein files, but we're going to get down to the bottom of it. That's why you guys are here, you know. Let's get back into it.
Gates, by the way. Maybe the secret is Barron Trump. Barron has apparently been the architect of the podcast tour. It's been brilliant. He's been going to all of these podcasters, reaching young people, Patrick Bet-David, Joe Rogan. Maybe the secret is Barron Trump.
Now, Barron Trump, they want Barron Trump to become a president.
And Malcolm X too.
Pay attention to that. Pay attention to Barron Trump. Now, Trump's kids, they gonna inherit all of his wealth and all of his power. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit gets passed down and passed down and passed down, and the shit stays in the family and never goes anywhere else. That's called oligarch. That's called what they call that? It's a word that they call that. It's not, is it oligarchy? No, but that's part of the situation also. But yeah, we gonna get into that also. That's how these politicians do. They keep the power in the family. A lot of these politicians, they stay in office. They hold their positions for years and years and years and years. Yes, monarchy. Appreciate that. They stay in these positions for years and years and years and years till they fall over and die. And then they pass it down to the next one. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit go. It's really like some king and queen type shit, but it's not that. They disguise it. Over here we call it government, you know? And we're supposed to have rights, but our rights are being violated every day. Every day our rights are being violated, taken away. People are being looked at as less than. You know, we're not equal in America. It's a lot of different things going on. Um, it's it's called generational wealth to an extent. It's called white privilege also.
What about Obama? Did you know that the White House...
There's a code on the back of the...
President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this.
So how many caught this during Trump's speech to the World Economic Forum? On the backdrop behind him was the seal of the President of the United States, but the eagle's head was facing the wrong direction. The eagle's head typically faces towards the right, where the eagle's right talon is holding the olive branch, symbolizing peace. However, the eagle behind Trump had its head facing towards the left, where the eagle's left talon is holding a group of arrows, symbolizing the nation is at war. Although the design of the seal of the president has changed many times throughout history, its design has been fixed into place through executive orders. For instance, in 1945, President Harry Truman issued Executive Order 9646, where the eagle's head faces towards the olive branch. Interestingly, this executive order revoked an earlier executive order put into place in 1916 by President Woodrow Wilson. Executive Order 2390 in
We got 500 people on here. There is no excuses for y'all. It's no excuses for America no more. And I'm not going to keep on making excuses for y'all. Executive Order 2390. I'm giving out the Executive Order 2390, the same one they did in October 29th of 1912. I need everybody to tap the screen. Tap the screen right now. I need everybody to tap the screen. Executive Order 2390. I'm calling it.
This is the last speech that I will give as president. I think it's fitting to leave.
Did you notice the bodyguard stepping out of the presidential car? What secret might he be hiding in his hands? During this meeting, Trump suddenly...
Stop your car! What if I told you America had a president for one day? And
Donald Trump is a type of Jesus Christ. When Jesus...
Yeah, come on. Executive Order 2390, just like the one they did on October 29th in 1912. I need everybody to tap that screen, tap that like button for me, hit that subscribe button, sub up, sub up, sub up, sub up, sub up. We on the way to 19,000 subs. Then we on the way, right after that, we headed to 20,000 subs. Then right after that, you guys can do the math. You get it? Let's get it, man. Tap the screen, tap the screen. We have 20 likes. It's 376 people in here. This is our first installment, Presidential Secrets, Part 1. Once again, this is our first installment, Presidential Secrets, Part 1. If you're in tune with my series, you know that we start from the bottom and we slowly progress. Right now, we're in the bottom. We're sifting through the internet. We're combing through the internet for information about these presidents. And then we're going to get to the bottom of it. The main peak, we're headed to the Epstein files. And we're going to break down all the pages. Do you guys know it's thousands of pages of the Epstein files? We got to comb through all of this information. We got to comb through all this information so that we can get the nice juicy fruit that's in the inside. You know what I'm saying? We got to comb through everything so we can get to the nice juicy fruit. Let's get to it.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens.
If you voted for Trump, man, let me get some Trumps in the comment section, man. Let me get some Make America Great. Let me get some MAGAs in the chat. If you voted for Trump, man, like I said, he's thinking about giving us them $2,000 checks. Now, if Trump give us them $2,000 checks, we might all become Republicans. You know what I'm saying? So, rep your
The
set.
age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world.
See what he said? From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected all over the world. Right now, that's not the goddamn case. Our country is not flourishing. We're actually facing inflation at the moment, and we're actually facing supplemental program benefits being cut right now as we speak. You know, a lot of programs are being cut to help people, helping the disabled people, helping the less fortunate. A lot of those programs are being cut, but this is all part of Trump's plan. All the while they're collecting money from these tariffs. They're collecting so many trillions and trillions of dollars from these tariffs, in which we're supposed to be paid a dividend of $2,000. So that's what's floating around in America right now. That's what Trump says. So that's what's floating around. It's like, think of us living in a house together. We all live in a house, and Trump is the goddamn daddy of the president of the motherfucking house. Whatever he say goes. So he's thinking about doing some shit. Now all the kids is whispering to each other like, shit, it might be $2,000. He said he might do it. Shit. He said he might do it, y'all. Let's hope for the best, looking motherfuckers. That's how this shit is. That's how it make you feel.
We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
Trump, you're not putting America first right now. You're putting Russia first. You're putting China first. You're putting Ukraine first. You're putting Israel first. I think you're actually putting America last, buddy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section.
Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end.
See what he was saying? A lot of this shit was just to get us to go to the voting department and put his ass down on that ballot. You know what I'm saying? He fooled a lot of us in the name of rhetoric, in the name of propaganda, in the name of the false information that he claims all of the fake news spreads on a daily basis. He was spreading, in fact, that same fake news before he became the president. Now that he's our president, we now have to deal with the reality of the choices that we all made from being fed fake rhetoric and fake news from the guy that claims that other news sources are spreading fake news against him when in fact they're just stating everything that he was saying before he became the president and what he was going to do before he became the president, because these things are night and day. If we go back and we compare to what he said to what he's doing, it's night and day. I mean, of course, some things will line up, but some things will be far away from what he said he was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Now we got this dividend thing floating around. That's the new thing. That's our new hope. But even with this dividend thing floating around, think of all the shit that's going to get cut for everybody to receive $2,000. Think of how much of a detriment that'll put us in the long run as a country. We're already in debt, trillions of dollars, not billions, trillions, a T. Now, if he gives everybody a $2,000 dividend, this will exceed the amount of money that we've gotten from all these tariffs and everything else. It'll exceed that amount. So what will it do? It'll put our country in more debt. We're already fucking rolling in debt. So what it'll do is put our country in more debt. More debt, the more debt we're in, it makes us more vulnerable as a country. Right now, we're looking like a dinner plate to Russia. We're looking like a dinner plate to China. We're looking like a dinner plate to Hong Kong and all these other places. You know what I'm saying? We got to really buckle down, but it's all on this guy right here that you guys put in office. It's all weighing down right here on this guy that you guys put in office. This 80-year-old man has to run the country and has to lead us in the correct direction. If he don't do it correctly, then we're all doomed. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before.
See that? See that? See that? The same people that's talking shit in the comment section is the same people that went to that voting booth and what they put on that voting card. Trump. What they put on that voting card, y'all. Everybody that's talking slick, they went and voted Trump. And they still in the same predicament or worse. Imagine that. Some of the Trump supporters are in a worse predicament than they were before they voted for him. This is the shit that we're dealing with, guys. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Gas prices went down a little bit. Everything else is going up. Life is going up. Life is very pricey right now. Life is getting very pricey. It costs a lot of money to live. Each day you got to pay. Each day you got to pay if you want to be in America. Okay?
I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance.
Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. You see the shit? You see the shit that he say?
Chance to seize
That's
this
how you got y'all
opportunity
ass,
like
right there.
never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders.
The immigrant shit been pretty quiet. You know what I'm saying? We ain't heard much about the borders. We ain't heard much about the immigrants. That's what I'm saying. Issues are being swept under the rug and other issues are being brought to the forefront. We're not solving shit. We're bringing shit to the forefront and then we're sweeping it under the rug and then we're going to the next fucking issue, Trump. How about we fucking take this thing one step at a time and we solve issues one issue at a time here in America, here in the home base. We can't do this thing in Ukraine. We can't do this thing in Russia. We can't do this thing in China. We got to do it right here on the homeland.
But refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we're watching fires still tragically burn. From weeks ago, without even a token of defense, they're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. We can't let this happen.
It's interesting. No, the shit is sad, buddy. The shit is very sad. And there's a lot of people suffering from those same issues that you're speaking about. That is interesting. They're facing these problems today. And you know what? Couple days is Thanksgiving. Some families don't have the funds to put food on the table for Thanksgiving. And you know why? It's because of you, buddy. It's because of you.
Everyone is unable to do anything about it that's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere in the world. And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly.
See the promises he made? Now, do we see a change today? Let me know. Okay, since the year's about to end, let me know 3 changes, 3 for sure changes for the better that you guys have saw in your life simply because President Trump is now in office. Go. Let me know in the comment section. 3 changes that has happened for the better, for the good in your life now that Trump is in office. Let me know.
My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over. Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any.
He said restore the competency and loyalty of America's government. Y'all hear that? This is the type of rhetoric that we're fed. We're fed this type of propaganda. You know, they're rocking us like a baby, singing us a lullaby, singing us a goddamn lullaby straight to sleep.
President in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason.
See that? Bullet ripped through his ear. Charlie Kirk wasn't so lucky, buddy. You know? Now just think, if the tables was turned, what if that bullet didn't hit your ear? What if it hit your dome? Then how would the world feel then? You know? How would the world, I wonder how would the world be if that would have happened that day? From that day forward, we lost Trump. Boom. Who would have became president at that time? It would have been Kamala. How would the world be? You know? How would the world be? How would the government be like? What type of talks will we be having with Ukraine and Russia? Would they even be willing to talk to us? You know how a lot of times certain presidents ain't in office. Some countries won't even negotiate with us. You know what I'm saying? Will we even be having these negotiations? You know? How would the world be? That's what I want to know.
I was saved by God to make America great again.
Right, big beautiful wall. It ain't been no talks about that goddamn wall. None of that shit. Y'all see how this shit, that's how they do us though. They take certain issues and they shove it down our fucking throats till we can't fucking take it no more. And then they go off and do some other shit. They don't even give a fuck about what they was just shoving down our throats. That's why we got to pay attention. We got to be vigilant at all times. We can't go for the okie doke that they be telling us.
Thank you very much.
Breaking news. Biden campaign spokesperson Adrian Elrod said,
Detective, who should the DOJ target as part of their investigation? What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama. He started it.
Christmas is not a holiday. It should not be celebrated as a holiday.
Did you know there's a rumor claiming that Barack Obama, before becoming every U.S. president, takes a public oath? But few know about the second classified oath taken behind closed doors. There, according to White House staffers, they take a second oath known internally as Directive 57 Protocol. This classified oath outlines powers not listed in the Constitution: authority over continuity of government networks, emergency communication override codes, classified command of intelligence operations, restricted deployment powers during domestic crises. One former staffer leaked a line from the protocol: in exigent circumstances, standard constitutional procedure may be suspended. The public never sees it, Congress never witnesses it, but every modern president signs it.
Here are 5 things. It was just past 3 a.m. when an urgent call shattered the silence of the White House. The kind of call that doesn't wait. The kind of call that changes history. President Donald Trump, startled awake, grabbed the phone. A low voice said only 5 words: "Mr. President, it's the Pentagon." Moments later, Trump was on the move, escorted under heavy security through corridors that hadn't seen a president in decades. The nation slept, unaware that the next few hours would rewrite everything we thought we knew about America. As his motorcade tore through the streets of Washington, Secret Service agents remained silent, not a single word, just cold, focused eyes.
Whatever this was, it wasn't routine. They entered the Pentagon through a private subterranean entrance. No media, no ceremony, just a waiting group of generals, visibly shaken. General Carter stepped forward, stone-faced. "Mr. President," he said, "what we're about to show you is beyond top secret. It predates every classified file you've ever seen. It was locked away by Washington himself, and now it's time." Led through 5 layers of security and a biometric vault, Trump arrived at a room labeled simply Raven 7, a place
7.
so classified, even his predecessors weren't told it existed. Inside, a single glass case, sealed with reinforced locks. Beneath the glass, an aged document wrapped in protective film. At first glance, it looked like the Constitution, but then Trump read the date, July 4th, 1776. Not the Declaration, not the Constitution. This was a third, unknown founding document, a version the public was never allowed to see. And at the bottom, beneath familiar signatures, was a paragraph that had been erased from history. In the event the Republic is ever controlled by silent forces from within, the people shall possess the absolute right to full truth beyond secrecy, beyond government. Trump's hands trembled. Why was this hidden, he asked. General Carter opened a second box. Inside, a letter, signed by George Washington himself, to the future leader of this nation. If you are reading this, it means our efforts to protect the Republic have failed. You are the final line. Know this, there exists a power above the presidency, above the military, unseen, unelected, and they are still here. Trump real.
See that? That's what they keep telling us. It's somebody else besides just Trump. It's somebody else besides just Trump that's in power, that we didn't elect, that's calling shots behind the scenes. We got to stay woke.
This wasn't conspiracy, it was confirmation. The existence of a secret power, a shadow council embedded within the heart of America, and they knew Trump had seen it. As the room processed it was just past 3.
Here's 3 crazy ways the Secret Service.
Honestly, I think you should let me run the country. You run CNN.
All right.
And if you did it well, your ratings
Let me
would be
ask,
much better.
if I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask
Peter,
one
go
other
ahead.
question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
That's
I'm
enough.
going to ask one other, the other folks have
That's
had-
enough.
Pardon me, ma'am, Mr. President.
That's enough.
Mr. President, I have one other
Peter,
question,
let's
if
go.
I may.
Has Donald Trump called you for advice or talked to you?
No, he hasn't. No.
No.
Not that I know of. No. I am worried about the Republican Party, and I know that sounds, but democracy works, this country works when you have 2 parties that are serious and trying to solve problems, and they got philosophical differences, and they have fierce debates, and they argue, and they contest elections, but at the end of the day, what you want is a healthy 2-party system.
Has Donald Trump called you for advice or talked to you?
Once again, man, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. We're on the way to 20,000 subs at the moment. Sub up, sub up, sub up, sub up, sub up, sub up, sub up. Hit that like button. If you're not going to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not going to hit the subscribe button, at least hit the like button. Vice versa. If you do both, hey, you the man. You know what I'm saying? If you do both, I'll fuck with you the long way. Yes, sir.
No, he hasn't.
Okay, you guys. It was just revealed that a new batch of classified documents were discovered in the private home of Mike Pence. You heard that right. Mike Pence's lawyer just came out with a statement saying that somehow classified documents were taken from the White House to Mike Pence's house during the transition process. However, the best part of all this is when you rewatch the interview that Mike Pence gave over to CNN, where he criticized President Trump for doing the very same thing. Take a listen.
Do you see any reason for anyone to take classified documents with them leaving the White House?
Well, there'd be no reason to have classified documents, particularly if they were in an unprotected area.
Did you take any classified documents with you from the White House?
I did not.
Yo, what happened to them classified documents? They got them all at home under the couch and shit.
What do you really think is going on here? What is the real reason that all these classified documents are suddenly getting found everywhere? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more.
And I sincerely appreciate the clarity on this. I did want to ask you, because this has popped up
Republican Congressman Mike Walz, he said on social media on Saturday, and I'm going to read this for you because it does talk about you, Secretary. I have very reliable sources telling me that there have been repeated requests for stronger Secret Service protection for President Trump denied by Secretary Mayorkas. Your department has already pushed back on that, calling that absolutely false, but he is putting this on you. Can you respond to that, please?
Well, that's a baseless and irresponsible statement, and is one that is unequivocally false.
And I sincerely appreciate
It says that you have debts of
The American people have no idea.
Mr. Trump, would you appoint Marco Rubio as your Secretary of State?
Well, now, look, Senator Rubio is a lightweight. We understand that. He wouldn't be able to do this. He wouldn't know a trade deal from any other deal.
Oh, okay.
Now Trump face look red as hell right here. Don't he look crazy as hell right here? What the hell? Mr. Trump.
Mr. Trump, would you appoint Marco Rubio as your Secretary of State?
Well, now, Senator
Trump.
Rubio is a lightweight. We understand that. He wouldn't be able to do this. He wouldn't know a trade deal from any other deal.
Oh, okay. Mr. Trump, would you appoint Marco Rubio as your...
Mr. President, why are you losing to Trump in the polls?
Man, Biden looked like he's about to fall asleep. It took him forever to answer that motherfucker lady back. Sleepy Joe. That's Sleepy Joe for y'all.
Is there anything you've told Elon Musk he cannot touch?
Nope.
Well, we haven't discussed that much. I'll tell him to go here.
He let Elon Musk get all in the office and do some bullshit and get out the office. Never was elected. That lets you know right there. If Elon Musk can get in the government and start moving around shit, anybody can. We ain't got to elect them. They doing that shit theyself.
There, he does it. He's got a very capable group of people. Very capable. They know what they're doing. They'll ask questions and they'll see immediately as somebody gets tongue-tied that they're either crooked or don't know what they're doing. We have very smart people going in. So I've instructed him, go into education, go into military, go into other things as we go along. And they're finding massive amounts of fraud, abuse, waste, all of these things. So, but I will pick out a target and I say go in. There could be areas that we won't, but I think everything's fertile. You know, we're a government. We have to be open. And as an open government, I don't know, I guess you could say maybe some high intelligence or something. And I'll do that myself if I have to. But generally speaking, I'll just say go. But he will be looking at education pretty quickly, and he will be looking at military too.
You know, the bulk of federal spending is Social Security, Medicare, programs like that. Would you like to see him look at those programs as well?
So he had Elon Musk was in the office looking at all these different motherfucking programs, claiming he's fixing shit. Couple months later down the line, those same programs are being cut. I wonder why. Because we let a motherfucker that has no knowledge about the government into the government and tootle around with our fucking programs.
They don't really have to be looked at by him. They can be looked at by us. Social Security will not be touched. It'll only be strengthened. We have illegal immigrants on Social Security, and we're going to find out who they are and take them out. We have illegal immigrants in other Medicare. We found a lot of bad people, a lot of people that shouldn't be on, that were put on through California. A lot of them come out of California. We're not going to stand for that. So we're going to strengthen our Social Security, etc. We're not going to touch it other than to make it stronger. But we have people that shouldn't be on, and those people we have to weed out. Most of them, or many of them so far, have been illegal immigrants. They shouldn't even be in the country.
Is there anything you've told Elon?
Go ahead, talk about that.
Please, may we have a South African
question? His name is Peter something. He's a terrible...
If they're committing genocide, why invite them to the White House? I'll be quiet. Sure, that's my question now.
And you're a disgrace. No more questions.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, talk about that.
Please, may we have a South African question?
He said, you're a disgrace. God damn.
Peter something. He's a terrible...
If they're committing genocide, why invite them to the White House? I'll be quiet. Sure, that's my question now.
And you're a disgrace. No more questions.
Go ahead.
You're a disgrace. No more question from you, you motherfucker.
So it took Donald Trump over 12 hours to formulate a response after he got kicked off of Colorado's primary ballot. And this is what he came up with. Quote, a sad day in America. But it was not a sad day. Yesterday was one of the greatest, most important days, arguably, in American history. For the first time, a court in a state decided to remove a presidential candidate from their ballot for inciting an insurrection, for committing a crime, for violating our Constitution.
Y'all remember that?
The Constitution that Donald Trump has vowed he wants to throw out if he becomes president again. So by taking up this case, which was brought by Republicans, the Colorado State Supreme Court is simply doing what it can to defend the rule of law, to defend our Constitution, and to defend our democracy from a man and criminal who tried to overthrow it on January 6th. So yeah, are you sad about what happened yesterday? I'm not.
Same person, this same man that they're explaining is the same one that you guys voted back into office and is now ruler of the nation. Keep that in mind.
Mr. President, you lost the election. When will you admit that you lost the election? When will you admit you lost the election, sir? Mr. President.
Lost what election, buddy? Lost what fucking election?
House Republicans have worked tirelessly on behalf of the American people for months to deliver transparency following the money and the facts to uncover what I believe will prove to be one of the largest political corruption scandals of our lifetime and potentially in our nation's history. This impeachment inquiry, led by the chairman here today, Jamie Comer, Jim Jordan, and Jason Smith, continues to provide the American people the answers they both demand and deserve. They have found over $10 million from China, Russia, Ukraine, and Romania funneled through the corrupt influence peddling schemes to line the pockets of the Biden crime family.
See that? Funneled. Money being funneled. It was just somebody charged. It was somebody charged from what? From a rap group, some Wu-Tang Clan type shit. Some dude was funneling money from overseas into the Obama campaign back during that time. He was just sentenced. So this type of shit happens. People funnel money into whatever campaign they want to win. And then when those parties win, they get certain tax cuts and different favors from said party. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit is kind of illegal too. That's definitely illegal. And it hinders our voting system.
He's mobilized to play cover-up and attack Biden's leading political opponent, Donald Trump, in a desperate effort to distract from Joe Biden's failings. And Joe Biden has lied continuously to the American people about how he was not only aware of, but was involved with and financially benefited from his family's corrupt influence peddling schemes. Look around this room on these poster boards. The evidence is here, and unlike Joe Biden, the bank records do not lie. The Biden crime family sold out America, and the American people have had enough.
And that's exactly why Biden pardoned his whole damn family when he left office. We're going to get into that also. And that is also part of our presidential secret series. Once again, man, this is our first installment, part 1. If you voted for Trump, definitely rep your set in the chat. If you voted for Trump, let me see Trump in the chat.
And while
Mr. President, excuse me, Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. President, do you think your brand of American right populism
Quiet. Go ahead.
Yeah, do you think your brand of American right populism has been successful at deflecting the public's discontent away from the wealthy and corporate power?
A little higher.
Oh, sorry. Do you think your brand of American right populism has been successful at deflecting the public's discontent away from the wealthy?
So,
Mr. President, excuse me, Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. President.
What it came down to for me is this. I see homeless folks in the streets of New York all the time that are American citizens. I damn sure see them in California. We've got poor, impoverished, starving people who were born and raised in this nation. How in the hell do we come up with a $53 million pilot program for illegals, but folks who are here legally are born here, just like we could come up with billions for Ukraine? But somehow, some way, we can't fix the homeless problem. I'm down for helping
See that? We can come up with billions for Ukraine and all these other goddamn countries, but we can't fix our own goddamn problems right here in America.
Down for helping address the situations with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, okay? I'm down for helping the Ukrainians and fighting off Russia. What about poor and desolate citizens here? How the hell do you print money for foreign countries, but you don't print that money to help eradicate folks that are starving right here in the streets of America, who were born and raised here? This is what I'm talking about. And so when you have something like that, what's the one way to eradicate it? Yes, you got to have a flourishing economy. Yes, you can't have inflation. Yes, you can't be on the verge of a recession. Milk don't need to cost $7. Bread don't need to cost $5. Don't get me started with how much sugar costs. You can talk about employment all you want to. You can talk about the labor participation rate. But guess what? If you ain't making no damn money and you got to get 2 jobs to pay the same prices or to buy the same...
Yep. That's what I've been hearing a lot of too. People are getting 2 jobs. 1 job ain't enough no more, which is fucked up. 1 job ain't enough no more. 1 job should be enough, but people are going out there and getting 2 jobs to figure shit out. Now that's when you know it's getting ridiculous.
I see homeless folks in the streets of New York all the time that are American citizens.
First time I believe. Hey. I'm sorry to keep screwing this thing up. You know, there's a job to do. Please, everybody have a seat. There's a job to do. You got to do it yourself.
See you guys later. Have a good weekend.
This is kind of cool, Robert.
It's way cooler than it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason I am interrupting Robert is not because he's not doing a good job. He's doing an unbelievable job. But it's because I just got off the telephone with Justice Souter. And so I would like to say a few words about his decision to retire from the Supreme Court.
First time I believe.
Trump has endorsed you, which is an important endorsement for this, but it also impact on those moderate Republicans who are in districts where President Biden prevailed in 2020. How do you address that? Or maybe you don't think it's an issue.
President Trump's endorsement is the most powerful endorsement in probably American political history. And I don't think it's any secret that I support President Trump as being our next president. I think he's, when his presidency was certainly the best in my lifetime at doing what he told the American people he was going to do. So it's no surprise that.
That's a good question. Who was the best president in your lifetime? Who was the best president in your lifetime? Let me know in the comment section.
I support President a long time ago. I'm focused on the conference and getting the votes there, but we welcome President Trump's endorsement.
Is Ukraine spending going to be an issue?
Yeah, my position on this has been clear. And I think again, so much of this is just common sense. You're from the Midwest. I'm from the Midwest. Like,
we both went to Wisconsin.
Both Badgers. Look, but all across the country, it's just common sense. Why should we continue to send American tax dollars, the hard-earned money of the families in the 4th District of Ohio that I get the privilege of representing, to Ukraine when we don't know what?
Tell me about it, Jim. Tell me about it, Jim. We don't know where our tax dollars is going these days. Rather it's SNAP benefits, rather it's Ukraine, rather it's Russia. We don't know what the hell. All we're doing is working. We're paying bills. The government is garnishing our wages and sending our goddamn money overseas unbeknownst to us. All right? These are the issues that we're dealing with. These are the presidential secrets that we got to break down. You're tuned into the first installment of Presidential Secrets. I'm your host, Surviving Filmo Africa. Once again, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you do not miss another episode. Now, the next episode will be titled Presidential Secrets Part 2. We're going to break it down a little bit more. We're going to be combing through the internet a little bit more to get a little bit more facts. But as far as tonight goes, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and get some sleep. because I know y'all got work tomorrow. We got to work twice as hard these days to get the same shit we needed yesterday. So make sure you guys get some rest. Stay prayed up. Once again, I'm your host, Surviving Film Mode Africa. Hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that like button.